Hey guys, Claire here. In today's video, we're going to talk about all things Harry and Meghan. Prince Harry's Bear continues to top several year-end bestsellers list, bestseller on Amazon, one of the most read books on several libraries nationwide, and it even made today's By the Numbers list for an impressive 3.2 million copies sold in its first week.
Exactly. And then lastly, 3.2 million copies of Spare sold in the first week, obviously. For
I was one of those 3.2 million.
There you go.
We saw photos of Harry, Meghan, and Lily on vacation in Costa Rica, and from what we can see, the Sussex family was joined by Heather, her husband, and her children in Costa Rica as well. Now, another sordid story about Prince Andrew's actions has resurfaced, and I'm expecting more to be revealed for the upcoming names that will be released in January for all of the associates of Jeffrey Epstein. Meghan was spotted doing a fun little cameo for Clever Blends. Meghan was one of the first investors for the Clever brand, and this is not the first or second time that she's made a cute little cameo appearance. Now, while the tabloids and trolls lose their minds, all this has resulted in is some epic sales for Clever Blends. So, a win is a win.
3 years ago, everything changed. None other than Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, started drinking our lattes. Not only did she love the product, she was extremely passionate about supporting female founders, our sustainable sourcing, and our justice give back. Meghan ended up becoming our first investor, advisor, and biggest Clever advocate. She even sent our turmeric latte to France. And a few days later, I opened my phone to see Oprah herself making our golden super latte in her own kitchen. No big deal. We lost it. Our small but mighty team was 100% not ready for this and ended up selling out for 2 months.
And just when you think that the trolls can sink no lower, some of them have been resurrecting these insane narratives about Meghan bringing cameras to Uvalde and preying on the family members. And they're so sick and loud and wrong that family members, like multiple of the family members of people who have lost their loved ones, are coming out in defense of Meghan. And for the love of God, the trolls just continue to persist. Facts and logic completely escapes these people. And this is what happens when you are so dedicated and emotionally invested in hating someone. You truly become delusional. These are people who have lost their family members, are still grieving, and they're telling you that you are wrong, that the narratives that you're creating and parroting are lies. They're dangerous lies, and it's harmful and hurtful to them and their families. And they'll continue to persist. Insanity.
I have been on Twitter today, and I don't usually spend much time on Twitter. I kind of just check it and then leave. But it is absolutely disgusting what is going on Twitter with the Meghan haters and trolls. It is honestly making me so upset, and I'm just okay, I'm leaving Twitter. Because they are literally responding back or making tweets about the parents who have come out saying, no, what you guys are saying about Meghan is not true at all. And they're talking about what Meghan has done for them after they lost their children in a huge tragedy, telling them that they are lying and that what they're saying is false. The fact that their hate for Meghan goes so far to attack parents who lost their elementary school children, they are literally attacking these parents. People always tell me not to generalize people, but I'm going to generalize people because this is what the dehumanization and hate that is put out about Meghan Markle has done to people, to where they are telling parents who have lost their children that they are lying about their experience. Even if you aren't attacking the parents, I am going to put you a part of this because you fan the flame to create this never-ending circle of hate about Meghan. Never-ending, and it is just going to another level. Meghan is a good human being, and people are sharing that experience that they experience. That's experiences that are reported on that are false. People who actually have proof of experience with Meghan And they just cannot handle that Meghan is a good person. They can't handle it. They can't handle that people who have actual receipts, proof, personal experience, that they're actually putting it out there and showing Meghan's a good person instead of believing reports from sources that are false saying otherwise. It's so upsetting, honestly. Like this has me so upset. Like I can't even deal with it. Meghan haters, trolls, derangers, however you want to say them, are truly terrible people. I've interacted with a ton of them that are terrible people, but I didn't realize how far they would go in their hate until I saw them this morning. It's just sick behavior. It's inhumane.
Ain't y'all tired? Like, as a Meghan and Harry supporter, there's a lot that comes with this. And sometimes you really have to dig within yourself and hold yourself accountable about what you pick and choose to respond to. But with the derangers, as we call them, the people who are against Meghan and Harry and feel like it's their duty to like expose them for whatever lies they feel they have told. Occasionally, actually all the time, they go overboard. But this time they went overboard. So if you remember, back in 2022, there was an unfortunate shooting at an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas. So like everyone else, Meghan was outraged and felt some way about it as well. And she went down to Uvalde to volunteer. She donated blood. She offered her help to a lot of the families out there. No one knew she was out there until these photos that you see right now came up. And like immediately, the regulars accused her of using this as some sort of PR stunt. Side note. And to put things in perspective, here's a tip that you guys should really start to consider. This is the year 2023 going into 2024. We are going into year 8 of this mess. Meaning Harry and Meghan is going into their 8th year of being together as a couple and 6th year being together as husband and wife. And also this is the 8th year of constant trolling that has grown. Also a media that is on attack 24/7 against them. And I say that to say, at what point does this change? At what point does this stop? This ridiculous witch hunt going after this particular person for absolutely nothing and creating scenarios in your head. This all resurfaced because a troll account against Meghan brought this up and accused her of using this as a PR tool, and then that's when a backlash came against that account. Because one of the victims' fathers came out to defend Meghan. He wasn't the only one. One of the victims' brothers also came out defending Meghan. And there was other people that came out to defend Meghan. So going back to the father of one of the victims, this because the account was accusing Meghan of arriving with media and photographers to get her moment, apparently. And he responded like this. She arrived without media and did tell them to leave, that she wasn't there for them. And she has also kept in contact with my wife. But you know who showed up with cameras? Matthew McConaughey did, and Greg Abbott. And Greg Abbott only asked to go to our kid's funeral if he could bring his personal media, and when we said no, he refused to go. Maybe it's best to not talk on a subject you're so woefully ignorant on. I'm not gonna post the tweet because I'm not giving that account any type of life or anything. Also, Harry and Meghan has partnered with several organizations through the Archway Foundation, and one of them is a Kaboom. And he helped develop a child's playground at the DeLon Park in Uvalde, Texas. Listen, several of you have come to me on numerous occasions, not just me, but also my friends that do this type of content. And your arguments were that you feel like we should stop giving these accounts attention or these stories any attention. And a part of me understand what you're trying to say, but I don't think you get the big picture here. We live in a time of misinformation, disinformation, where stuff just spread unchecked. And unfortunately, that It's to other people that's not inside our bubble, that's not on the deranger side, that's not on our side, just a regular folk. And that type of information spreads like wildfire. So you keep allowing stuff like this to spread unchecked, we're going to live in a very chaotic society. And we're already living in a chaotic society because none of this was true at all.
Hey guys, so I am so glad the Sussex squads are so thorough. So obviously this picture was taken and the deranged, unhinged people are going crazy. They're saying this is the kid, last three were no longer available. What a joke. And obviously they have to carry on with their horrible hashtags that they do. Thankfully, there's good people in this world. This person goes on to say, why are you all so weird? This is a child who was attending the Invictus game. If the photo hadn't have been cropped, which it was earlier, you'd have seen his supporters badge, which includes the handwritten name of who he is there to support, which is probably his actual dad. Yeah. Harry was just taking a picture with this little boy. And a person says, thank you for clearing this up with a photo that shows his name badge. I'm sure you're right. This is just a random child from IG. I was getting really confused. Which people, oh my goodness, why do they have to be this way with Meghan and Harry's children? I do not blame them for not wanting to show them except when they want to show them. This clearly was just a bystander, probably in the game, in Invictus, and Harry got a picture with him. And this is the actual picture. But the deranged, unhinged people that clearly carry so much anger and hate towards the Sussex had to crop it out and make them people think that it was little Archie, when we clearly know that's not what Archie even looks like. But the point is this: why are they so obsessed with their children? It's getting it's sad.
The year is coming to an end, and with that, I thought it would be the perfect time to create a special edition Royal Roundup. In the Archwell Foundation's Impact Report, they said they are committed to a simple but profound mission: show up, do good. So this Royal Roundup is dedicated to all the times this year the Sussexes did just that. Let's take a look back at Harry and Meghan's best moments of 2023. The year began with the release of Harry's much-anticipated memoir, Spare, which was an instant bestseller and became the Guinness World Record holder for fastest-selling nonfiction book of all time. This book was an unparalleled look behind the glimmer of the Gilded Cage and told the story of a family who would sacrifice anything, including their own members, for power and positive press, and a lonely boy overwhelmed with grief who grew into a man who dedicated his life to offering others the support and love he never had. January also brought multiple interviews with Harry as he promoted Spare, not that it needed any promotion, which gave more details on some of the most compelling parts of his story, with my favorite interview being the one with Stephen Colbert, as it showcased Harry's undeniable charm, humor, and love for his wife. As both book sales and headlines for Spare soared throughout January and into February, Harry and Meghan were busy working behind the scenes. At the end of January, Archwell financially supported a SmartWork study, which examined the challenges women face when looking for work. And in February, Archwell partnered with other organizations to launch the Responsible Technology Youth Power Fund. They also began accepting applications for their inaugural cohort, which will shape the future of responsible technology. It wasn't until the end of February that we saw the Sussexes again. On the last night of the month, Harry and Meghan stepped out with friends for a date night in Los Angeles. And it may have been a rainy night, but something about the Sussexes and an umbrella seems to be the perfect combination for an incredible photo. Little did we know that this night would be the lead-in to what would be a very busy March. On March 1st, the NAACP and the Archwell Foundation announced Nabia Sayed, CEO of The Markup, as the recipient of the 2023 Digital Civil Rights Award. On International Women's Day, Meghan visited Harvest Home, an organization that provides housing, mental health support, and classes to pregnant women facing homelessness, and she also created a pop-up baby boutique. On that same day, there was the announcement of Princess Lilibet's christening at the Sussexes' home in Montecito, with the confirmation that Harry and Meghan would be using the official titles of Prince and Princess for Archie and Lily. That same week, Prince Harry traveled to San Francisco for the Better Up Uplift Summit. And it was announced that Meghan contributed a recipe to longtime friend and partner of Archewell, Jose Andres, and the World Central Kitchen's cookbook, Feeding Humanity, Feeding Hope. Toward the end of the month, Prince Harry surprised everyone and captured global attention when he stepped out of a car at London's High Court to attend several days of hearings in his case against Associated News. The Gracies honored Meghan with the Top Entertainment Podcast Host Award, and Archewell closed out the month partnering again with World Central Kitchen and Humanity Crew, supporting those affected by earthquakes in Turkey and Syria. In April, Meghan reminded everyone that no is a complete sentence and how important it is to set boundaries, even when those boundaries are with one of the most powerful institutions in Britain. Archewell continued their path making the world a better place by partnering with LA Waterkeeper in a cleanup of the LA River for Earth Day. Meghan shocked the world with a silk press and an introduction to her friend Miss Harriman's TED Talk. The Sussexes also stepped out for what would turn out to be one of many date nights to sporting events this year and attended an LA Lakers game, reminding everyone how happy they are with their current California life. And the month of April ended with the announcement that both Meghan and Archewell had signed with one of the top agents in Los Angeles, WME, for representation. May, which is Mental Health Awareness Month, gave us this iconic hanger moment of Prince Harry protecting his own mental health and checking out of the coronation before the crown was even settled on Charles's head in order to get home for Archie's birthday. Mid-month, Harry and Meghan visited the youth group AHA Santa Barbara to learn about this generation's experiences with social media and their mental health. And just 2 days later, Meghan was honored with the Miss Foundation's Women of Vision Award for her global advocacy to empower women and girls. In June, just 2 days after Lilibet's birthday, Prince Harry made history by taking the witness stand to give testimony in his case against the Mir Group, giving a voice not just to himself, his mother, and his wife, but to all Britons who see the problematic media but are unable to do anything about it. The next week, after returning to California, Harry made an appearance at the Warrior Games in San Diego to watch the sitting volleyball finals and meet with athletes and their families. To close out the month, Harry honored 4 of this year's recipients of the Diana Award and hosted the first ever in-person Conversations for Change in Los Angeles. The month of July began with the Sussexes celebrating 4th of July as a family. Of course, that didn't stop the tabloids from spreading their usual disinformation. That is, until Nacho Figueres shut it all down. Also this month, Archewell partnered with Equimundo, an organization working to engage men and boys in gender equality, and they released the State of the World's Fathers 2023 report. At the end of the month, it was announced that Harry's case against NGN, the publisher of The Sun, will move forward to trial. August kicked off with Meghan's birthday, and her looking fantastic and unbothered in this striped black and white dress. Harry and Nacho traveled to Japan for the ISPS Sports Summit and then to Singapore for the Sentabali polo match. Nacho became everyone's favorite friend when he sent a clear message to the media with this caption that he and Harry were shopping for their wives. And Meghan continued to age backwards. Archewell and the Responsible Technology Youth Power Fund announced the 26 recipients of funding to support a better online world. Carly Fortune announced that Archewell Productions had purchased the rights to her novel, Meet Me at the Lake. Heart of Invictus debuted on Netflix, and a resurgence of Suits had everyone talking about Rachel Zane. September was appropriately nicknamed Sussex-tember on Twitter, as it was a big month for the couple. September brought the Wellchild Awards, Harry honoring the late Queen, the Beyoncé concert videos that broke the internet, the Major League Soccer game, conversations around Meghan and Senator Orwoba working together for period poverty in Kenya, Archewell sending school supplies and feminine care products to Nigeria, Meghan writing a letter of support to SmartWorks, Archewell partnering with Purpose for a report on hate speech in the news media in Australia, and the 1-805 fundraiser in support of first responders in Montecito. Of course, September was also Harry's birthday, and the month of the 6th annual Invictus Games in Dusseldorf, which gave us, I think, some of the best photos and moments of the entire year. In October, Archwell held their first in-person event for World Mental Health Day in New York City, where they advocated for safer online spaces. While in New York, they also visited the Marcy Lab School, who they've partnered with to support students pursuing careers in purpose-driven technology. And on International Day of the Girl, they highlighted Girl Scout Troop 6000, which is a troop specifically for girls living in the New York City shelter system. Also this month, Harry attended the F1 Grand Prix in Austin, Texas. Kaboom shared a video highlighting the park that Archwell funded in Uvalde, and the Sussexes celebrated Halloween. November saw Meghan return to the red carpet at Variety's Power of Women. She also moderated an interview with David Oyelowo and Misan Harriman for the Netflix movie The After. Archwell partnered with Culturingua for an Afghan cuisine cooking social, which is part of the Welcome Project for female refugees from Afghanistan. Harry promoted to become a member of the board of directors for African Parks, and he became a global ambassador for Scotty's Little Soldiers. Harry and Meghan also attended Katy Perry's final concert in Las Vegas, and Harry shared a video for Stand Up for Heroes. For Veterans Day and Remembrance Day, they visited Camp Pendleton and met with members of Operation Biggs, and that same evening, they attended the opening of a Navy SEAL facility dedicated to the mental and physical rehabilitation of soldiers. They ended the month in Vancouver to prepare for the upcoming Invictus Games. While there, they visited some of the sites of the future games, attended a Canucks hockey game where Harry followed in his grandmother's legacy by dropping the first puck, and Meghan visited the nonprofit Justice for Girls to meet with girls affected by homelessness, poverty, and violence. And finally, in December, Archwell released both their holiday card and their 2022-2023 impact report, detailing the amazing work they have done over the last 2 years. Amazon announced that Spare was their best-selling book of the year. People named Harry as one of the most intriguing people of 2023. Meghan continued her support of women-owned businesses by appearing in Clever Blend's end-of-the-year video. And in what may be the best way to finish out the year, Harry won his case against the Mir Group. All of these accomplishments, and the ones we don't even know about, are why so many of us support and respect Harry and Meghan. And I cannot wait to see what they are working on in 2024.
As you may or may not know, Prince Harry won a landmark hacking case against one of Britain's major tabloids, which is the Mirror Group. Now, before the self-proclaimed royalists start working on their keyboards and typing in my comment section, please listen to what I have to say. I've already heard the talking points, so I know what you're going to say. Some of you might say he's a spoiled prince and is just trying to get money. Some of you might say that he's being controlled by Meghan the narcissist. Some of you may say he's just doing this to be bitter. Right before I started filming this, I knew there would be a smear campaign, so just did a little Googling, and sure enough, there is an article about how Prince Harry once gave an obscene gift to his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth. A lot of us have traditions with our families over the holidays, and the Windsors are no different. They enjoy giving each other gag gifts, and I actually love that for them. I mean, seriously, think about if Queen Elizabeth was your grandmother, what would you buy her? Do you think she wants a silk blouse? What size do you get her? Do you think she wants a gift set of soaps and oils from Bath & Body Works? She would be extremely hard to buy for. People truly appreciate Queen Elizabeth's sense of humor, and I think it's a disservice because it could have shown people that monarchs were more like the everyday person than people realized. She was funny, and I can show you clip after clip about how witty she was and just how incredible she really was. But this article wants to smear Harry, even though they talk about this being a tradition with the royal family, and they said that according to the US Sun, Harry once gifted Queen Elizabeth a shower cap that read, "Ain't life a bitch?" Well, yeah, life is a bitch. And I'm sure Queen Elizabeth thought it was funny because she had a sense of humor. As you can see by that picture, Queen Elizabeth loved Prince Harry deeply, and her wishes were not honored in terms of the security that she wanted him and his family to have. But let's look at things a little bit differently. Maybe Prince Harry was fighting for his grandmother because she sued the Sun in 1992. Queen Elizabeth had a Christmas speech that she gave every year, and it meant a lot to her, but it was leaked in 1992, and she sued The Sun and eventually settled. But I'm looking at these old newspapers, and it's very interesting to see this about the Queen, and then right under there we see Diana's star is expected to fade. Diana's star will never fade. This was printed in the Evening Standard in 1993, why Diana had to be bugged. You can pause and read it all, but no one should be bugged. Did you know that Queen Elizabeth was bugged? King Charles was bugged. Princess Anne was bugged. Most royals have been bugged at some point, and I can't imagine living like that. That's a really sad way to live. But I do wonder who is doing all of this leaking to the press, because look here, we have Prince Charles' lover to divorce, report says, and then they mentioned Stuart Higgins, who was editor of The Sun at the time, and go into the details because he apparently found out what was going on from someone. I don't know who that could be. I'll let you pause to read more about Stuart Higgins and soaking up The Sun, but it's very interesting. This article is from 1998, and they seem to know a lot about what was happening at Highgrove in relation to Princess Diana's mother. Yes, Piper. Here's what I want to talk about. Why did Stuart Higgins become editor of The Sun to begin with? Let's read, shall we? I encourage you to read this entire article, but I would like to read the first sentence. So this is what Stuart Higgins talked about to the Sunday Times. He said, I have known Camilla Parker Bowles off and on for the past 20 years. We have met 3 times and spoken on the telephone an embarrassing number of times. Here I zoomed in if you want to see it a little bit closer. So he continues to say, usually it was me doing the talking and her doing the wriggling. She has occasionally guided me, perhaps misled me, and sometimes even pumped me into telling her what was the latest rumor or gossip. Camilla, why would you do that? That seems pretty shady to me. So to all of the royalists out there, Queen Elizabeth II sued The Sun in 1992. She did not agree with her speech being leaked, and I really do wonder who leaked that speech. Everyone deserves privacy, and they shouldn't have to be wondering if their conversations are being bugged, because that's not a good way to live. Yes, the press is important. A free press is important. But there have to be standards, and this type of behavior is unacceptable on every single level. Whether you like it or not, the media plays an important role in shaping what we believe, and it's time to hold the media, the press, and everyone else involved accountable. So Prince Harry, if you happen to be watching this, I have this to say to you. I know for a fact that your grandmother would be proud of you. I know for a fact your mother would be proud of you. And I know for a fact the people are proud of you. And you embody the royalty that the people would like to see in a leader. And I am so thankful that you have opened our eyes as to what's really going on with the media.
I had to make a quick video about this because this is like the 3rd time I've seen something like this on my For You page. This is a fan edit that someone made of their totally not racist, super modern royal family, trying not to laugh at a black bishop, his name is Michael Curry, at Harry and Meghan's wedding. Why are you making fan edits like this? Like, I can't wrap my head around why you think this would be a good idea. People that enjoy these type of fan edits are in my comments like day in and day out, defending these royals, saying that they're not racist, they're nice people. And these same fans will love to say, it's not because he's black, it's because he exaggerated and he was too loud, and our polite British royals just aren't used to it. This is just another in a series of examples of royal fandom saying the quiet part out loud, that they're uncomfortable with black people, with black culture, and it's okay to make fun of them if you're making fun of Meghan.
I'm watching the new last episodes of The Crown, and I'm sorry, but the person that they cast as Prince Harry is not good. It is bad casting. They've generally done an amazing job on this series in terms of finding people that really fit the bill on each member of the royal family, like in different eras. But the person that they chose as Harry in these last episodes is a huge exception to that. Not the vibe at all.
Probably because I was older than you at the time.
That is not Harry. That is not Harry. Are you joking? That's William.
Don't ever do that. It's not remotely the same.
That is not Harry. And it's pulling me out. I'm sorry. Like, it's really distracting me.
Money, 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 and a disrespectful wife that's hated. How can no one see this, for God's sake? Wham! Let's play a game called Was It Harry or Meghan? Was it Harry who said he wanted to be a tampon in his mistress's muff? No. Was it Harry who had a luncheon with a man who said he wanted excrement thrown on his wife? No. Was it Meghan who kept her mouth shut for years and let the whole world believe that she made Kate cry? No. Did Meghan wear a white passing dress to Kate's wedding? No. Was it Meghan who stuck her big fat nose into Kate's business by having concerns over the complexion of her children's skin? No. Was Harry the coward who took hush money from Rupert Murdoch instead of going to court? No. Was Kate and her children's lives threatened and went through unimaginable racism? No. Please be quiet, lady.
I want to know, how does one argue with facts? This isn't my opinion. This isn't the Sussex Squad's opinion. This is the Guinness World Records. Like, he set a record for the fastest selling non-fiction book in history. So we're not making this up. This is actually true. This is true. And I'm pretty sure the Guinness World Records verified everything. So I am highly confused, and I would love clarification how we are making this up, how we're the only ones who think this is a huge hit, and apparently it's a flop because Brit says so. Make it make sense, Brit.
So, William and Kate of the White Supremacy Windsors released their Christmas card this week. And I feel like Christmas card should be spelled with K, not just because they are vestiges of anti-blackness and imperialism, but also because it's giving Kardashian Christmas card for 2006. Diet fascism that isn't even fashion forward. What a bore. Happy holidays.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, hit that notification bell.